Yo, what's going on today, guys? It's Samito. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is gonna be about just talking about some comps you guys probably don't know about that are actually really strong in this upcoming meta. Mostly because of the support changes, right? You're seeing a lot of variety in the game since, Brig was added and, this other support buffs and Mercy being nerfed. Praise the Lord. The easiest healer to play is no longer by far the most effective, and don't get me started, guys. So with these nerfs, it's changed the game a lot, right? There's a lot of different things that you can run, and there's a lot of unknown team compositions out there that are actually really, really strong when played in the right situations. And everyone is so used to having to play Mercy Zen and, all these crazy comps over the past, 6 months, that they really have closed their mind off to a lot of OP team comps that you can see coming up in this next season. So I'm going to talk to you guys about maybe 3 of these that I've seen through scrims that I think you guys should try to run in your ranked games to help you guys climb. So we're going to get right into this right now. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications to see daily uploads, and let's get right into this video. Alright, so the first comp that I want to briefly touch on here is Goat's comp. I don't want to bring this up in this video because this is supposed to be like unknown things that people don't know about, right? Sorry, I had to put on the Hanzo jacket, but yeah, so the whole point of this video is to talk about unknown comps, right? And I feel like at this point, Goat's comp is already known widely by a lot of people, so there's not much point in me bringing it up and talking about it in a video. Instead, you guys know the Goat's comp. It's Reinhardt, D.Va, Zarya, Lucio, Moira, Brig, and the whole point of that team comp is just run over the enemy team, right? You're supposed to steamroll the enemy team, and it was really, really strong, especially when Brig was just first implemented into the game. It was a very, very strong pick. You can't really kill anything, but now with the nerfs, it is counterable. You can run a Pharah into it, you can run a Junkrat into it. Hanzo can be good if you're a good Hanzo, but Pharah and Junkrat are probably better. One thing that I've seen against it that works really, really well, if you have a good Mei player on your team, like I have on my team, it's very good for splitting the team on maps like Lijiang where they can't get as much value, because the whole value of Goats comes from running as a unit and just snowballing over people to where they cannot stop your team comp. So I don't want to touch on that. We're going to move on to a couple other comps. You will see some variations of Goats in this video, but it's a very strong comp and a strong meta. So, all right, the first comp that I want to talk about is called the bye-week comp, or the bird comp as my team likes to call it. Basically, what you run is Winston, D.Va as your dive tanks, right, for the mobility that they offer. Solo DPS Soldier, Lucio, Zenyatta, and Brig. The whole point of this comp and the strength of this comp is for you to stay as a unit, as a team. It's very good on Koth maps that have very horizontal landscapes. We ran it on Gibraltar and it worked very, very well, but it worked very well on Nepal, very well on Lijiang, and a couple other maps it can work very, very well on. The whole point of this is for your Zenyatta to discord one of their tanks that is committing to you guys in the fight, right? The Brig will shield bash that tank or whoever is on the front line in front of you, and your whole team commits all the resources into just blowing up that tank. The Discord orb is still very, very strong. Zenyatta can 4 of them in the head. Soldier uses his Helix. D.Va uses her micro missiles, and Winston, puts down a bubble so he can't get healed, and he just zaps him a little bit, right? So this comp is very, very good for sustain, right? What's so good about this comp is if you guys stay as a unit, you have Biotic Field, which is super, super underrated for healing your team, and it also helps you build Visor. If you guys didn't know, I'll have a video about Soldier coming out soon, why he's the best hero in the game. Trust me, on paper, Soldier's the best hero in the game, okay? I won't get into that today, though. So you have Biotic Field, which allows for so much sustain if you're talking well with your team about where you need to go, You have the Zenyatta Discord, you have the double support ult with Transcendence, you have Brig, who is obviously, Brig is a monster of a character, okay? There's not much that Brig can't do. She's only really weak to range, and if you force the team to commit to you and play into your strengths with your close range, then you're at a really, really big advantage. So it's a very, very strong comp. The most important thing is calming with your team about who you have discorded, where you're going to go, where you're going to position. You guys cannot split when running this comp. Do the best as you can to stay together as a team without overcommitting. You guys will see a lot of success running this comp. So I recommend you guys try it. It's called the bye-week comp, or I like to call it the bird comp instead. I want to call it bird comp, bird rank 1 soldier, metro rank 1 soldier. That's what we like to talk about. So I hope you guys try it out. Let's get into the second one. All right, so the second thing or comp that I really want to talk about is the upcoming kind of Sombra meta, right? You're seeing Sombra played a lot with her changes and the invisible or the infinite stealth that she has, which is really, really busted, by the way. The way her playstyle has changed is very, very good for dive comps, right? The reason for that is because she's so good at scouting now, right? You need to get a lot of value from Sombra by scouting out with her, going behind, picking and choosing your fights and your hacks perfectly. With the permanent stealth, She can easily choose her hack targets, easily scout the enemy team's position, and easily pick exactly when and where to engage for her team. So Sombra is really, really good with a dive. So a really strong comp that people have been running are Lucio, Ana for the long range heals and the nano boost, Monkey D.Va, Sombra Genji, or Sombra Tracer. I see a little bit more Sombra Genji than Sombra Tracer, because a lot of maps have high ground that Tracer can't contest as well as Genji can, and the team-wide potential with Blade is much better than Pulse Bomb, because, you know, you have Nano Blade EMP, that's almost, so that should, on paper, be a one fight unless you fuck it up really bad. So, the EMP combo with Blade is something that you're going to start to see a lot in this upcoming meta. It works really, really well in scrims. It'll work really, really well in low elos because it's much easier to get a good blade off, especially if you have nano boost. If the enemy team literally can't use their abilities, right? So you can just dry fight, force their ult, and then come in there with an EMP blade and team wipe. And what are they gonna do, right? They can't do a lot with that. So this new dive, instead of, you know, the traditional Genji Tracer, can now be run more with Sombra instead of Tracer because of her permanent stealth, her ability to pick and choose her fights, and her ability to disable the enemy D.Va or Monkey. Hacking tanks is so strong in this meta, and it's much easier, right? If you're playing D.Va, you need to make sure that you're shooting around in every area at all times to try and un-stealth the Sombra so she can't get value from her stealth. It's super strong. I recommend you guys try it. It's just, you know, the new dive comp. I'll say it again. Winston D.Va, Lucio Ana, or Moira if your Ana's getting dove line, she has no sustain. Not so much Mercy, because Mercy's so easy to be dove now, and her healing's not as strong, so she's just not as good into that comp. And Ana has a sleep dart, she has a biotic nade, and Lucio can peel her much better. So I recommend you guys try that out, and either Tracer Sombra, or preferably Genji Sombra for the team-wide potential with Blade. It's really strong. You guys should try it out this meta. Okay, so the third comp that I want to talk about is another kind of GOATS variation. I mean, you first started to see GOATS, and I think it's Season 8, where people were like, hey, let's run Quad Tank Lucio Moira. This is really strong. We should do this. And, you know, it was strong, right? So, what you run is Lucio Moira, Triple Tank, and Sombra. Or you run Lucio Moira Brig, and then Double Tank and Sombra. And basically, I think the Triple Tank variation is better with Lucio Moira, because you don't necessarily need the Brig with that. But what you do is you wait for your Sombra to engage in the fight. It's really important that you're waiting for your Sombra to pick and choose your engage. That's how you give Sombra the most value with the permanent stealth, right? That's their new ability. If you play it to the best, you can pick and choose exactly when and where to go in when the enemy team is weak, and then punish it very hard. And that's the whole point of this comp. You wait for your Sombra to go in their backline, get a hack off, right? She looks for hack on one of the tanks. Say you hack the enemy Reinhardt, then your 3 tanks just hard commit to that Reinhardt, because what's he gonna do, right? He's hacked. Your Sombra's farming her EMP, your Lucio Moira are just pocketing her 3 tanks, and your tanks, your Ryan, your D.Va, and your Zarya are just bashing this Reinhardt until he dies. Because if he can't keep his shield up and he's hacked, as well as the Sombra damage, he's just gonna die. And the same goes for a D.Va. The D.Va can't fly away, right? They have to commit so much just to keep that D.Va alive that it puts them in a very big disadvantage. They have to commit. Wow, I'm stupid. I just had a hiccup in the middle of that sentence. They have to commit so much more than you do to keep that D.Va alive. And this is one, I see this run on Lijiang a lot. It's super strong on Lijiang. It's super strong on Nepal. It's super strong on Koth maps. Like I said, the GOATS comps are very good on Koth maps. So if you run like a pseudo version of this, it can be very strong. So wait for the Sombra to hack, punish the tanks, bully the tanks, win the fight. Have ult advantage the first fight, snowball the Koth. You probably are going to win that unless they win a fight over you while you have ultimate advantage, which is very unlikely in a Koth map. So, well, that's going to do it for the 3 comps that you guys probably do not know about in this upcoming meta. The support changes really did bring a lot of diversity to the game. I think this is the most diverse meta since Season 4, honestly, because you used to be able to run Lucio in Season 4. You used to be able to run Ana. You could kind of get away with Mercy, maybe more so in Season 5, but you know, since Season 6, most of the time, unless there's a special circumstance where you're running Quad Tank or you're running GOATS, you haven't been able to run anything other than Mercy's End. Really, Mercy has been a must-pick since Season 6 as the easiest support character in the game, which is the biggest problem, right? Like, the skill that you can develop on Mercy doesn't really transfer over to many other characters. And to have the easiest support be the strongest support did bring a lot of problems into the game where, you know, people were complaining this game doesn't take as much skill anymore, this doesn't take blah, you know. Yeah, you guys have heard it all. But, you know, finally there's some diversity in the support category, right? You don't need a Mercy. You don't need a Zen. while they are still strong picks that can fit well into this meta, you're starting to see the Lucio Ana come back, which is really, really nice. It sets up for Nano Blades. It helps Genji come back as well. I think Genji's in a better place than he has been in a long time, solely because of the return of Ana and Nano Blade. Especially with Nano Healing now. Like, there's a ton of stuff that's really re-enabled Genji, and that's really, really nice. You don't see the triple support comp anymore with Brig and with solo DPS Hanzo. Hanzo got nerfed to a better spot. Hanzo's definitely falling out of meta though in this circumstance. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys want more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing hopefully daily uploads. I'm going to grind out as much as I can while playing in open and hopefully making contenders. It's going to be hard. But, you know, we can do it. We're taking a break from streaming for a short period of time just so I can focus more on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another one. And until then, peace out.